Channel. Today we are talking about vhs-c. So I actually just picked up this camera today. Took a little gamble on it to see if it would work. Yeah, we're gonna go through it and show you the functions and everything that it comes with. And at any point, if you want to pick this camera up for yourself, I will have this camera on my eBay store and you can go snag it for yourself. I'll tell you a little bit more information about it later. So this is the JVC GR-AX46, or as I call it, the GR-AX46. Now, if you watch my other JVC camcorder video about the GR-AX M50, you'll see that this has some very similarities as that camera as well. Now, if you grew up with a lot of these cameras, maybe you can explain in the comments why JVC pumped out so many different kinds of these cameras. My guess is that they made a bunch of different styles for different price points. So this one was made in 1997, same year as the GR-AX M50. This one doesn't actually have a flip out LCD screen. I would assume that this one was a lot cheaper back in the day. It also doesn't have a speaker on it to hear anything from playback. So if you wanted to watch anything with audio, you would have to plug it into your TV and watch it that way back in the day. I'll go through the features of it, give you some clips to watch afterwards. You have your microphone here in the front, and it is a mono microphone. It is a 46mm lens thread on it, so if you're wanting to run any kind of wide angle, fisheye, or telephoto style lenses for it, that is the size that you would need for it. You got a tally lamp here on the front as well, and you have a lens hood built in, so that way you can keep the lens on it nice and fresh. This one also has J-lip, and I'm not exactly sure what J-lip is. So if you know what J-lip is, leave me a comment in the description explaining what the heck it is, because I actually don't know. It has 18 times hyper zoom, quick response, and autofocus. Coming around to the side, you have this little door here, and that hides all of your playback functions for this camera. It also has your counter RM and your SP and EP. You have your zoom rocker here on top, same spot pretty much as the other camera, and you have your colored viewfinder. Now this is the part where I was a little concerned at if this camera was still going to work. Because if you look at it like that, you can see that the viewfinder is cockeyed a little bit, and it wiggles and it's a little bit loose. Turning it on, the viewfinder works fine, it focuses fine, everything looks good on it. It was a little dirty, but I cleaned that up a little bit. Yeah, the viewfinder works perfectly fine. I was actually pretty surprised on that. You can see there's kind of this little oval spot right here where it would probably be knocked out for other models. But in that exact same spot on the other model that I have is actually your, you actually have stabilization on that one, that you can push it and it'll turn it on and off. So this one doesn't actually have that stabilization. You got your record button, and there's a little switch that surrounds it, which toggles your, you can go to playback or go to record mode. And this little door here is your AV out. And you have yellow and you have white, so it is mono. On the back here you have your battery release. You switch it and the battery comes off. You have a DC plug-in here as well. I don't actually know what the voltage is on it, it doesn't say. But you also have this little door up here, and that is for your battery that you can put in, and that keeps the internal clock running even if the camera is off. Coming around to the other side, you got this big wheel here where you can actually change your settings and all that. So you have sport mode, 1 in 1,000 and 1 in 2,000. You have auto lock and release mode. You got FG, which is fog. You have ND, which is actually really nice. You have a ND filter built into it, black and white, so you can record in black and white. You have a night mode, which it'll record better in low light situations. And then you have this little selector here. You also have your menu button, and you have these select and set buttons. So for your select, you can select fade, wide, title, display, and manual white balance. So you can select those, and then you push set to set whatever one that you want. And to scroll through the menu, you can use the plus and minus sign on this little dial here. You have near and far for your manual focus. And you have your release or your eject little switch here. You just push that and it'll pop out your tape. And like I said before, this is a vhs-c tape. So it is a mini VHS tape. That is pretty much what the features are for it. It doesn't have a whole lot. These old VHS-C style cameras are actually really fun to film with. There's just something that's super fun about it, and the video quality isn't the best, and that's, in my opinion, what makes it so fun to film with. It feels very old school and nostalgic. It's actually in decent shape besides the weird cockeyed viewfinder on it, which still works just fine. So super excited about that. So when you do order this, I will include, or if you do order this, I'll include a VHS-C charger, but I don't have an extra battery, so I'll leave a link in the description if you want to snag a battery for yourself. If you do order this camera, they're not very expensive, so yeah, you can order that with this. And if you need a tape, I'll leave a link to tapes as well if you need that, because I only have one tape that I use for the test footage and all that. Yeah, we'll cut to the clips and show you some of the footage of how it looks. Refreshing. Oh, frozen Mr. Goodbar. These are good, Jack.